This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
All right, here we go. Here they come. Kevin Lynch played in the NBA, and he's a key cog for 9 to noon. Not only a period when it comes to discussing the Timberwolves and the NBA, but on a day like this where we have been establishing Minnesota mandates. Nordo and I have we crafted some things that we've been going through during the course of the day to be analyzed by Parker Fox, who put the power and power forward for the University of Minnesota basketball team. He's a Division I basketball player. He gets floppy action better than me. And also a former Division I player at the University of Minnesota, but somebody who also played in the NBA with Grandmama, Kevin Lynch. He gets boxing one, passing game, flare screens, and floppy action and DHO better than anybody. So we put together these mandates that we would like to see this evening, and they're not necessarily of the low-hanging fruit variety. So, yes, if you're going to shoot a lot of threes, hit more threes. Okay, cool. That's not a mandate. That's just common sense. Oklahoma City, amazingly, is plus 85 in the turnover differential this postseason alone. Plus 85 take give with the turnover. So, hey, don't give it to them as easily, okay? Well, we get that. But what about scratching? What about getting below the surface a little bit with some of the nuance that we may have noticed from game one? And it may not be accurate. And that's why we're very happy you are here, because this is the floppy action leader, KFAN. You get it better than we do. Good morning.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah, you talk about Parker Fox. I saw him play. I'm friends with his high school coach. And Keith Newman, great guy. He was a good all-state player back in the day. But so I saw Parker play as a junior
at Matamita?
At Matamita High School. And he was a dunking
Yeah.
machine back in those days.
He dunked on St. Thomas Academy 17 times one game. It's a Minnesota high school state record.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think if Dr. Nick Wills is listening right now, then he'll understand it's completely tongue-in-cheek. But he was quite the high school demon, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. No, I didn't see him play as a senior, but I saw him as a junior, and they had a good team, too.
Yeah, so good he ended up at Northern.
Yeah. I always love that one.
But anyway, okay, 3-2. What up, P. Fox? Minnesota mandates. My first one was, I want more clock for Conley. I want Mike Conley to play more. And I could go down the road of maturity, poise, calm, adult in the room. You can put it however you want to put it. Is the 20, 21, 22 in this series needs to be a 28, 29, 30, 31, maybe a little higher, and here's why. Who in the world can say they honestly trust Nickeil Alexander-Walker or Dante DiVincenzo right now to hit more three-pointers than Conley? I can't say it. Think about it. Can you? Trust.
No. Right.
Okay.
Right.
So there's that. Secondly, I think he would limit turnovers compared to some others. Thirdly, when I saw him attack Shai Gilgeous-Alexander 2 times in that game, I mean, it was crossover, step back, go to the basket. Shea got beat. Shea recovered. He's super fast. Conley went right at him. I mean, what do we got there? About a 15-year age difference, maybe 12, something like that. Yeah. And SGA is more athletically gifted than Mike. He's faster. He's longer. All the intangibles go the way of the point guard for OKC. Mike didn't care. Went at him twice in the key, missed one, but also on one he got fouled. Went to the line, hit a couple of shots. Mike ain't afraid. He's not afraid of the moment. And by the way, with all this consternation and complaining about officiating and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and the phantom calls and all that, Mike Conley, maybe somebody needs to be reminded that he's one of the most respected players in the last 20 years of the NBA. Never complains. Grandpa Mike Conley, all the refs love him. Foster and Tony Brothers tonight both love him. So I'm not saying he's going to be the beneficiary of phantom calls, but there are so many things I can trust about Mike Conley in a situation like this that, with all due respect, I'm just not trusting with Alexander Walker. And DiVincenzo's doing the best he can to ruin this trade. I mean, honestly, that last game was bottom level, but really it's. Last year in the postseason, round one, I think, when he played for the Knicks, he got Brunson's nicked up, Randall's out. DiVincenzo starts, goes for like 24 a game. Right. Okay, spotlight type stuff. Naz Reid this year, 3 of the 4 against OKC. He started, went for like 24 a game. Unstoppable force. It just because you go to the bench, and I do appreciate this because like Clarkson from Utah, Jordan Clarkson, right. Lou Williams, maybe Kevin McHale, but probably not. But some people are just best set to be that energizer, score a lot in a Vinny Johnson.
Malik Monk.
Oh, yeah. Well, then they eventually started him, and he was good at that, too. But it took a little bit. But microwave guy for the Pistons back in the day. Is some people can handle that situation very well, but not everybody can because everybody wants to start. Right. So I don't know what the deal is with Naz off the bench, and he was disastrous the other night. I trust him a fair amount tonight. I can't say that about DiVincenzo. So that leads me to I want Conley to play more tonight. And by the way, take these deep if you want, agree with them or whatever.
Play Conley more. I'm okay with that. Yeah. I mean, play guys who are going to make some shots. I mean, the 3 guys, Alexander Walker, Reed, DiVincenzo, attempted 28 threes the other night. 28 threes. That's more than Oklahoma City's team did, and that they took 21, and those 3 guys for Minnesota took 28. So, right. I mean, it's not very complicated what the Thunder are doing defensively. They're just packing the paint. And they're playing smaller, and they're playing aggressively. They're playing the passing lanes. Every time Edwards catches the ball, they're just kind of, it's like one guy's on him, the second guy comes close.
It's a level.
And then everybody is like in a zone defense in the paint. And so they're just,
yes.
So, I mean, it comes down to you're going to have to make some shots. And 51 threes is a lot. I don't feel comfortable when you attempt 83 shots in a game and 51 of them are threes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty ridiculous, but if that's how the Thunder are going to keep playing in the half-court situations, at some point, you're going to have to just make some outside shots. So if that means Conley plays more because he can make a couple shots,
thank you.
I'm okay with that.
Okay, now, the Oklahoma City, this Dagnall, I mean, he's ballyhooed. It's people, everybody around the league's on his jock, and I understand why. He's super smart, very clever. He'll sit Isaiah Joe. He got so pissed off at Isaiah Joe, a bench guy, game 2 of the Nugget series. He might have played 3 minutes in games 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Isaiah, I need you. All right. Edwards gets lost, just freaking out over SGA driving, leaves Isaiah Joe wide open, hits a 3. That's all he does is hit threes. But he had 8 rebounds, 4 of 4 from the line. But he had been lost for 2 weeks, almost like the coach didn't believe in him. So, with that said, this Dagnall, here's how I put it yesterday with that 51-3 thing that you just brought up. We know you like to shoot. I'm talking like I'm him. We know you like to shoot a lot of threes. We don't think you're as good at it as you do. And we specifically don't think your bench guys are as good at it as you do. So we're not going to leave you 6 feet wide open, but we're going to leave you open. And if you hit 3 in a row, we'll adjust. But we don't believe you can do that. We got done. I mean, that I'm sure he didn't put it that way, but I'm putting it that way because that's what played into all those threes. You're not as good shooting 3-pointers as you think you are. And you're going to cut your nose off despite your face. And we come into game 2 sans a nose. You know what I mean?
No, I think, especially in this scenario, it's Western Conference Finals, game 1, you're on the road. Prove to us that you can make some shots. And, it's kind of like with Rubio, when Ricky Rubio was here, and he was always struggling with shooting threes and making threes. You could just look at Rubio's shot, and you could tell low confidence. It just wasn't something he focused on. And that's always a strategy, in my opinion, is instead of, playing 5 feet off a guy like Ricky Rubio, play 10, just give him wide open shots and prove it. And then you can just sit in the paint and pack the paint against your other players. So that's what they're doing. Yeah, they're just kind of now. Yeah,
packing the paint because we're not going to let number 5 beat somebody off the dribble and dunk on humanity. And now all of a sudden the bench is going crazy and you got momentum.
Right. So
great point.
At some point, Reed is going to. What was Nas? 0 for 7 from 3.
Oh yeah.
And DiVincenzo, what was it? 3 of? These guys.
Yeah,
there's going to be open shots, and it's if you just keep driving into the paint, Randall, Edwards, and others, McDaniels, and turning the ball over, that's obviously not going to get it done. That just feeds into what Thunder want to do as far as run, but guys have to make shots against defenses like this.
Okay, your basketball takes are second to none. I keep forgetting this. What's your Twitter handle?
Yeah, exactly. That's about right.
Okay, cool, man. Hey, Kevin Lynch played for the Charlotte Hornets back in the day before they were the Bobcats, but not the second iteration of the Hornets, 3-2. My second mandate was the Shea Trey, okay? Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. It's don't leave him open by 6 feet, but here's how I put it, is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, you got to play a defense that sucks SGA into 3-point shots. He was 0 of 4 Tuesday. Kind of reminds me of Jimmy Butler. All right. Now Jimmy, he lost engagement in the series against the Wolves. Might have had a little back problem too. But Jimmy does a lot of things very high end. He doesn't want to shoot threes. Jimmy doesn't like shooting threes. Shea doesn't like shooting threes either. It's not his preference. Well, let's make him do something he doesn't want to do.
Right.
And he can do it all in transition, but volume threes ain't his thing. He's 27% with threes this playoff season. And when he gets goofy and shoots them a bunch, how about this? 2 games in the Memphis series, 1 game 3 of 10, the other 2 of 7. 2 games in the Denver series, 1 game 0 of 5, another game 1 of 6. Make Shea take the cheese and suck him into volume threes, but how do you do it?
Yeah, you back off him. The Butler thing is a perfect example. You have guys out there that like Jimmy Butler. How you play Jim Butler is the closer you get to him and the more pressure you put on Jimmy Butler, the more aggressive he plays. So it's the same thing with Alexander Walker. Now he'll make more threes than say Jimmy Butler, but for the most part, you just back off him. To start a game, just back off him, force him to take some threes.
Please do.
Even if he makes 5, 6, okay, then you got to change what you're doing. But for the most part, and almost get into his head a little bit. Go ahead, take the shot. Go ahead. I want you to shoot.
Right.
Then, because once you get close to him and you try to pressure a guy that's that good, then he plays more aggressively, and you want him more passive than more aggressive. Same thing with Butler. The closer you get to him, the tighter you play him, the more aggressively he's going to play. So back off him.
Nordo's first Minnesota mandate for Game 2, 7:30 KFAN this evening, could be sponsored by Sherwin-Williams.
I always love that one.
Yeah, and you guys talked a bit about it, but Kevin, winning in the paint tonight is so important. The stark contrast and the 51 threes, it's kind of interesting. The Wolves were 5th or 6th in the NBA. They attempted almost 40 triples a game during the regular season. Even with that fat number the other night, they're only attempting 34 or 35 a game in this postseason. So they have actually been winning these series and winning games in the playoffs by putting more attention and more effort into the inside. And this is a team in their 2 wins against Oklahoma City. It was 56 and 62 points respectively in the paint in those games. They had 20 the other night. So you've already kind of covered that a bit, but, battling a little bit of the zone that OKC were playing, packing the paint, all of those things. You hit 2 or 3 extra triples specifically early, and you give them a reason to come out of that huddle that they have around that area inside. And I think you dominate the paint. I think you win game 2 in the paint tonight. I
Preach.
Yeah. And plus, the Wolves
love that take.
The Wolves have had zero fast break points in that game.
Yeah.
So that eats away at the scoring around the paint. I wish the Wolves, and I've been kind of saying this all year, I wish the Wolves, when things get wonky a little bit offensively, get Randall down into the post. Get Reed. I'm not saying do it every time, but there's situations where you get him into the post, and typically if you got a guy like Caruso or one of these undersized Thunder players playing behind him post defense, I mean, you don't want to turn the ball over, and we saw that the other night. But for the most part, when you get the ball into the post and you have an advantage there, a double team typically will come, and then you have opportunities either to catch the ball quickly in the post and go into your move immediately, or since that second player is coming to you, you can kick it out and you get out open shots that way. So there's some benefit at time to getting the ball into the post for the Wolves, but they don't do it enough.
As part of that, you get the 2 early fouls from Rudy the other night, and then Nas comes in. That hurts.
Right.
Only 21 minutes, I think, in the game, and Finch addressed it after the game, just to paraphrase, kind of, Rudy was actually one of our better defensive players tonight, but things went a certain way, and I tried something else. You got to see Rudy 28, 29 minutes at the least tonight, right? In the same way that PA wants more clock for Conley, I want more run for Rudy tonight.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, Gobert, when we did this at a pregame show at some point this year, but when Gobert gives you 15 points and 10, 12 rebounds, the Wolves, winning percentage skyrockets. I mean, when he's a scoring threat, then you got to focus on Gobert, opponents do. And then that opens up things for everybody else. Plus, it's a weapon around the basket. Even if he's just catching and dunking a pass or an offensive rebound, whatever, just finishing around the hoop. So the fact that the Wolves are at their best offensively when Gobert is a threat.
I want to see like we saw in the Warriors and Lakers series. Now, this is FICA, fairness and class level act. It's, in beating that iteration of the Warriors without Steph, you basically won a stakes race at Canterbury Park. It's nice you won a stakes race, but now we're at Churchill Downs. It's Derby Day, okay? And with these OKC guys, man, it's a big step up in class. I recognize that. The physicality with the on-ball defense. I mean, the slap the hand, bro, I got you, okay? And I know the picks are coming. He got you too. Just up on them. They were so physical starting in game 2 of that Warriors series, right up on the ball. Take the fight to them. Let them know if you're going to score, you got to pack a lunch. So the on-ball physicality I thought lacked in game number 1. Why would it lack? I don't know, but I'd guess because people are afraid certain players are going to go around them and dunk.
Right.
And they don't want to be on the wrong side of the highlight.
Yeah, that's the problem with Gilgeous-Alexander. You play close to him, he gets more aggressive, then you start feeding into his ability. And he's a talented scorer. I mean, what the guy averaged, 32 points during the regular season. I mean, he knows what he's doing out there when he's got the basketball. So when you get close to him, he gets more aggressive. Then he gets into the mid-range stuff. And so that's kind of the tough thing as far as guarding this team, is that guy's just really good with the ball.
Norge, what was your last mandate?
Well, several of them. For me, the third quarter is going to be so pivotal tonight. You saw the way that OKC specifically can run you out in third quarters, and specifically against the Wolves, they were plus 20, plus 9, and plus 3 in third quarters in 3 of their 4 matchups.
Wow.
Beat the Wolves 2 of those 3. And in one of them, as a matter of fact, it took a 24-point comeback in the fourth to force an OT and win. And we saw that. You heard Jaden McDaniels after the game mention we kind of took the pressure off. They had that. The Thunder came out of the gates, take the lead, and then with about 7.5 minutes, it is a Conley triple, as a matter of fact, that put the Wolves back up 4. And then it was like this ridiculous 15-2, 17-2 type run to end the third. A disaster by all accounts. Winning the third quarter tonight is kind of a mandate for me for coming back home 1-1.
Yeah, and it seems like when they went on that run in the third, it was just kind of poor decision making, missed shots, and then bad transition defense, which is something we've seen out of the Wolves, especially early this season. So, yeah, I mean, the Thunder are playing small. They're looking to run and put pressure on Minnesota's transition defense. It worked in the third quarter, and the Wolves were up 4, like you said, and then literally 10 minutes later, the Wolves are down 12, and that's the game right there. So that transition defense is going to get tested this entire series.
Learn more about Kevin Lynch's basketball thoughts via the X Machine. It is at FloppyAction86. At FloppyAction86. All right, we have a talkback winner to crown, some talkbacks to listen to, maybe more mandates, but Kevin Lynch's basketball mind is in studio, and we are analyzing tonight's pivotal game 2 for the Minnesota Timberwolves into the penultimate around the corner. But here we got this.
The Fan and BigDeck.com want to give you a shot at some bonus bucks. It's the National Cash Contest. Go to KFAN.com, enter the keyword green, and you might win some, as in $1,000. Some bonus bucks with the National Cash Contest. The keyword is green, KFAN.
Man.
Them boys have to stop shooting threes. It ain't working. Threes ain't working. Go to something else. Score some points. Quit shooting the three when it ain't working. That's success right there.
Talkback machine on fire right now. That was a good one. Let's rattle through some of these, and the next segment, crown the champion.
Hey, PA, Rick from North Branch. Let's go Wolves. Definitely hitting that over on the Nas Reed points from the 702 tonight. Live or die by the 3. Let's go.
So we got stop shooting threes, live or die by the threes.
Yeah.
Another talk back.
Hey guys, Max from Egan here. I got a lot. I don't understand why in post-game press conferences we act like we've never seen a zone defense. Like OKC runs a 1-2-2 most of the time, and Ant acts like he sees a ghost when it happens. It's very weird. It's pretty middle school. We need to figure out ways to shift that zone. Zones move as a unit, so if the ball moves right, so does the zone. We got to figure out ways to get inside the zone and then kick out or find holes to score on the inside. Like, I don't know. Finch needs to coach these guys up. I don't know why we're so confused. It's so bizarre to me.
Wow. Let's hold on here. Lynch. Now, wait. Are you seeing a consistent 1-2-2 zone? Are you seeing a consistent matchup type zone or something?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how a lot of zones are played in the NBA now, is kind of a matchup zone. So it's almost kind of confusing. And who really cares? Like, they'll start in a 1-2-2 or a 2-3 or whatever. Yeah. But then because there's so much movement going on and you're kind of matching up with certain players, it looks like a switching man to man. But
are we encouraging more skip passes? Lynch.
Yes. Skip passes. That is the answer to
bounce passes in the key?
No, I wish what some teams do against zone defenses is set screens. I wish there'd be more screens being set against stationary zones.
Well, like when things get a little fast, man-to-man or zone or whatever, and I'm sure it tried to happen in game 1 and I just missed it, but there are plays they run where it's inside the Timberwolves. Final 10 seconds of the shot clock, and there's the pick for the corner 3. Okay, so somebody curls underneath the basket, and the play is set up to get the ball to the corner, timed perfectly, generally with McDaniels. McDaniels is the one setting the pick in front of the guy about 5-6 feet to stop an on-charging defender, and it ends up being kind of an open 3. I didn't see much of that game on.
My point is, I like the ideas of.
You don't think I'm seeing it clearly, do you?
No.
Lynch.
It's radio, so they can't see you. You just looked at me like I was a new age Bill Fitch trying to reinvent the game.
Lynch.
I just found that. I just found that in the archives. I ain't going to stop playing it either. Must have had it from back in the days when Good Morning Peter Anderson was, remember the Fox Sports?
Oh my God. What happened to that guy?
The contract, the 11 a.m. hour stream.
Yeah. Good Morning Peter Anderson, Kevin Lynch. So we had all of these for Fox Sports North people.
Lynch.
And one time we were at a bar and grill called Lucky's, I think in Mendota Heights. And they brought the cameras out and everything. Good Morning Peter Anderson, all that. Wes Walls, former captain for the Minnesota Wild. He was the on-site guest day one of the NCAA tournament.
Lynch.
And, like most people, he probably fills out brackets or whatever. Looked up at the scoreboard at about like 11:04, looked up at a TV, and he's like, PA, I can't believe Duke is losing 16-1. And I'm like, Wes, those are the seedings.
I always love that one.
Just the greatest ever hockey guy. The captain.
Wes Walls is the best. I still owe
love
that.
him. He's fantastic.
I still owe him like $7 for a pizza he bought me.
He said it was 70.
No, $7.
Lynch.
Like 10 years ago.
He brings it up when we see him.
Yeah,
I'm sure he does.
who doesn't pay his debts?
Lynch.
Who never was a captain?
Lynch.
Who was Mr. Basketball in the state of hockey?
Lynch.
There we go.
You're the best. Nobody better. Talk back.
I got another talk back for you here.
PA, Nordo, Jake here in Faribault.
What about Lynch?
Just wanted to touch base and talk about the fact that they're bringing in reinforcements with Tony Brothers and Scott Foster tonight. Hopefully that helps us with the foul baiting of Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and gives us a more even playing field to play with, and hopefully the fouls are more even tonight. Would hang up and love to listen to what you guys have to say. Thanks.
Guys, we're bringing in reinforcements tonight in the guise of Scott Foster and Tony Brothers.
Here we go, boys.
Dick Bavetta, where is he?
He's hanging out with Earl Strom.
Strom, you got that right.
Yeah, I've Scott Foster. Foster bugs some people. I happen to think he's high in stock when it comes to officiating NBA games. Yeah, because he doesn't go back and forth with the players. Okay, he has a quick tee to him, but that usually settles things. So it feels like with Scott Foster this evening, if Anthony says the wrong thing, then his season number on fines is going to get up to $500,000.
I always love that
because it's currently at like 430. I think Fosters and Brothers do good work. So we'll see.
So hey, I had this conversation yesterday with somebody.
How is Carter?
Carter? Oh,
Yeah.
Carter. I saw Carter last night. Carter's doing terrific.
Excellent.
I'm glad you and Carter have become friends. That's good.
Tepley?
Tepley. Last name is Carter Tepley.
Carter Tepley. I got all your albums.
Yeah. So let me bounce this off you.
Yeah.
What about the NBA going to 4 refs so you can see better? The game is played so fast now. These guys are so athletic.
Depends on how the hiring goes. And I'm just going to leave it at that because I've seen in the National Football League over the last 4 or 5 years, I've told you this before, officiating in the NFL never has been worse. And there are officials. So you got a referee, think Bernie Kukar, think whomever. You got the ref, the white cap, and then you have the officials.
Right.
Well, it's the days of the officials grinding at D3 football and then in the Big Ten for 8 years and then this for 6 years and then they get a chance. That's not happening anymore. They're elevating people quickly and they're jumping levels. And they're making mistakes. In fact, there was a guy named Trey Blake who officiated the Vikings game when they were down 33-0 at halftime. And they elevated Trey Blake so quickly, and he was awful. I mean, the Thursday night game last year against the Rams, there was a bad Miss Darnold face mask in the end zone near the end of the game. Who's looking right at it? Trey Blake. Looking right at it.
Yeah, this will give you an idea of how Trey Blake operates things in the 2022 Colts games.
I really hope somebody from the NFL offices is listening to us now on Sirius XM Radio. Trey Blake and this staff are awful, and the mistakes they've made today are egregious. And if there's room in the USFL, the XFL, or the Arena League, please send them there post haste.
Oh,
Lynch.
and he wasn't done.
One what? I mean, Trey Blake can't even work a mic. Seriously, I mean, this is embarrassing.
Lynch.
Well, Trey Blake into the 2025 NFL season has been demoted. Okay, so he's still an official.
I thought he was the VP of officiating.
But he's like side judge guy or umpire, whatever. So the answer about the 4 refs is cool if you think it's going to make it better than it is now. But what goes into hiring these referees? Yeah. Okay, because NBA officiating and those are the 2 sports I watch most, and it's not even close. Officiating in the NBA and the NFL never have been worse than it is right now.
Just my thing is, what you're talking about is just do it on merit.
Thank you.
Get the best people in there
and make them work to get there.
Yeah, exactly. Put in the time. Just like as an NBA player, the best players are in the NBA because they're the top guys.
Right.
So that's how it should be in refereeing as well.
Any more talkbacks or what you want to do over there, the Nords?
Well, somebody decided to get scientific on it.
Hey, this is John from Duluth. Only thing I got to take away from the Wolves game on Tuesday is they've been 0-3 every Tuesday this whole playoffs. So the rest of the series, the rest of the days, they've been 8-0. It's Thursday, baby. Time to get that W. Let's go, Wolves.
Rainy days and Tuesdays? Is it as simple as that?
Biorhythmic handicapping. Biorhythmic handicapping leads you one place, and it's this.
Why don't you give me half the money you were going to bet, and we'll go out back, I'll kick you in the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
Lynch.
Anything else?
No, those are the
good talkbacks.
I have a winner for you next segment, which I will be saving.
Kevin, thank you very much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Give us one Minnesota mandate that you want to see tonight compared to game 1. You're an elite basketball mind. Learn more at Floppy Action 86, at Floppy Action 86, where you can follow him on Insta, Finsta, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitter.
Low turnovers. If the Wolves turn the ball over a lot in this series, they're dead in the water because it's going to feed into what the Thunder want to do as far as running and kind of putting pressure on your transition defense. So if you turn the ball over, you're in trouble. If you keep protecting the basketball, not cough it up a lot, you're going to be just fine.
Walls just texted, it's not 7 you owe him. It's
interest.
It's 70.
Lynch.
So find the captain. Appreciate you, Kevin.
Thank you.
That's Kevin Lynch. He's the bomb. We'll be right.
I can't wait.
Excited to see, hopefully, many of you Saturday at Canterbury Park. It's opening day for live racing. It's back all summer long at Canterbury Park. Catch the excitement Saturdays at 5 and Sundays at 1. Fast horses, cold beer, plenty of Nordos, and unbeatable summer fun right out there at the park. Get your tickets now at CanterburyPark.com. Sukup Manufacturing, thank you very much for identifying 9 to noon, I believe for a second consecutive year, as this is your We Love Farmers Who Listen to the Fan leader, and we got stuff to give away.
Yeah, we do. We've been doing the talk back of the day each and every week, and thanks to Sukup Manufacturing, that brings you a prize pack if you're the winner, and that prize pack's a Carhartt cooler, Brume canteen, portable JBL speaker, a coffee tumbler, a hoodie, and a Sukup baseball cap, all for using the free iHeartRadio app and sending in a talk back. Here is today's winner.
Hey, fellow howlers. Toby Johnson, Bear Rapids, South Dakota. Corn and beans are coming up nicely after this last inch and a half of rain. Everything looks good. On to the howl. Julius Randle is going off, hitting everything, having fun in the second period. First half of that game. And the third period, no points for Julius Randle. Last night, Aaron Neesmith is going off. Rick Carlisle is scheming the ball to his hot hand. I think that's what we need to do to get better.
Lynch.
That was spectacular. Very, very well chosen by the con.
Now, the only thing I would say to that, and he was the winner and totally appreciate it, getting the Sukup Manufacturing prize pack. The one key to that, Carlisle scheming for Neesmith, who could not miss late stages of that sweet comeback overtime win.
I'm not exactly sure I would say he schemed for Neesmith, or how free will overcame coach's will.
Could be part of that.
Because my man was stepping back from 25 and they couldn't stop him.
But if we are going to scheme for a hot hand tonight, can we just have one hot hand, please? That's it. So whether it's Nas, it's Dante, it's Naw.
I'm with you.
If we just have one hot hand to scheme for, I think we're going to be all good.
Lynch.
Thank you very much for listening to 9 to Noon. Go Timberwolves this evening. Beat OKC. For Eric Nordquist, I'm Paul Allen. Thank you very much for listening to 9 to Noon and FM 100.3 KFAN. If and or when you do, why wouldn't you? This is your audio leader for everything fun, finchy, and funky. So, them up tonight down OKC way. Bye-bye.
9 to Noon.
If it's good news or money, leave a message.
Podcast today's Paul Allen Show, or listen back to previous show and interviews by going to the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.